Welcome to Nutz at Night, episode number 71. Nutz at Night is that show where we talk about tidbits of interesting tech data and geeky-related things. See, the show does have a purpose. And joining us, as always, the co-host of Nutz at Night, Steve D'Amico from smdcomputer.net and other fine places. What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. Not too much at all. What's going on with you?
I have great news. It just kind of hit the interwebs, and that is that Xmarks is being bought by LastPass.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there's a marriage made in where. I mean, Xmarks tried to incorporate a LastPass type feature, so they're gonna.
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna drop that. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Xmarks, you can save your passwords, but I don't know. It just never seemed to work too well for me.
Yeah.
It was always a pain It was really a pain. It really aggravated me because you created like an account, you had a password to that account, and then you tried to get it to work. It just didn't work that well for me.
Well, before we get into the news, I'm just not going to leave Door hanging.
Yeah.
Joining us as a special...
Door's here. I didn't know Door was going to be with us. This is great.
As a special guest, Door-to-Door Geek, the Door-to-Door Geek, Steve McLaughlin. What's up, Steve?
Hey, yo.
Now, if you're watching video, he's very enveloped. There's a better word than that. I just can't think of it. In something he's doing right now. He's trying to hack something, it appears. What are you doing, Door?
I'm just trying to get this application to work on my Android phone called Wiimote, where supposedly I can use my Wii controller as a game controller for my Droid X because it has no physical keyboard, and some games say it's required. And in your keyboard settings, where you can pick your different types of keyboards, Wiimote is listed. So logic would dictate this could, in theory, work.
And you've been working on it for about 10 minutes now. Is there progress being made?
No, I can't get it to connect to the phone.
Okay. When you keep working on it, let us know.
Well, I honestly didn't realize the camera was on, or I would have stopped.
No, that's all right. Keep working on it. I don't want to interrupt your hackingness.
Well, if it works, it's hacking. If it doesn't, it's just a pain.
Okay. All right, well, let's get back to LastPass here. So what are they going to call it? Lastmarks?
I have no idea. No idea whatsoever how they're going to do it. But they're supposedly they're going to keep it free. So if you're using Xmarks, you just can continue using the service, the free service. And then there'll be a paid version. I think it's $20 a year. And I'm not certain of the details. I'm sorry to not know. I would have researched this. But
well, come on. When was the last time you researched anything for any of the shows?
I usually do.
You don't even know the name of your apps on Android App Addicts. That's how much research you do.
Well,
and they're not even to boot. They're not even apps that you use. They're an app some guy told you about.
Well, now that was I didn't know both of them. Okay, but the
I'm
one
busting
I was
on
using...
Steve. I'm busting on Steve, and I can because I usually come to the show with no apps and just try to sneak through it. So at least he does better than me.
Well, mine was called Craigslist Notifica. Okay, so all right, now who's gonna remember Notifica? I was like, it's Craigslist. It's not just that; it's something else. I'm like looking for it.
There is an actual program called Craigslist Notifier, I think, like a program for like PC. But how much did LastPass buy Xmarks for?
I think that's like corporate secret stuff.
I wish they would have told us. What do you think?
Oh, I have the slightest clue.
$1 million?
No, I think it's probably more than that.
You do? Really?
Let's see,
these guys that were crying about going out of business, you think they would have just settled for $1 million? I would have taken, like, if I was in their position and, like, we were thinking about going out of business and just calling it quits, and I probably would have taken like a couple hundred G's on it. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We got to find out. If anybody knows in the chat room how much they bought them for, let us know. I'm curious.
I can tell you if it was me, I would take almost any money as long as they hire me on.
Really?
Just so I would still have a job.
Door, you're missing the whole point. You make a lot of money so you don't have to work there anymore.
Well, yeah, but those guys weren't making a lot of money. They were making no money.
If they made
So I
over
don't-
if they made over $500,000, I'd be like, see you later, have fun with X marks, going to Florida.
I tell you, most of the time when those companies buy smaller companies, part of the contract is you as the lead programmer have to stay on for X
Right.
amount of time.
All right, X amount of time, counting the days. That's when you become completely useless as an employee, just looking at your watch
Exactly.
every day. Oh man.
Okay, so here's the details. There's going to be a premium version of X Marks where it's going to be $12 a year, which will include mobile phone support, open tab browsing sync, and some other features that they're not completely telling you yet.
Those are useless features to me. Well,
The tab thing is pretty cool.
I don't know what's it called. What type of tab thing?
Open tab sync.
Open tab sync. Maybe.
Yeah, that's like Chrome.
You know, I browse on my phone much differently than I browse on my computer.
Well, this will have you'll be able to sync your passwords, or maybe bookmarks and passwords with your phone.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I can see for honestly the corporate world somebody wanting this bad.
Yeah, I could see that too. All right, it's pretty cool. It's good stuff. It's a good.
I
find.
think I might purchase it. Seems pretty neat to me.
For $12 a year, yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, $12 is not much for an entire year.
No.
Yeah.
All right. First off, it's freezing down here in Florida. Steve D's coming to Florida soon. That's very cool. But it's freezing down here now. I had to put my heat on. So if you're coming, I had to put my heat on today. If you're coming down to warm up, forget it. It's
That's great.
and I got sick. You know, not that I don't really believe that when the weather changes you get sick, but I believe that I wore shorts and a t-shirt yesterday and it was really cold. So I believe I predisposed my body to illness by not being fully dressed properly for the weather. So I did get sick. So that's another bad thing. But we're going to make the best of it when you come down here. I can't wait till you come down and visit. We'll see if we could maybe do something live with you actually in. That would be a first. If we do like a live show with like both of us there.
That'd be pretty cool. If
Pick
I had left
door.
already, we would have been able to do it, but it looks like we're not going to make them Thursday.
I know. We'll do something maybe. Pick up door on your way down. Just like hang a line from the plane and just pick door up.
Yeah, I'll just tell my wife I have to work a lot of overtime.
Okay, aside from that, you know, some of the big news that's been happening lately is this whole thing with WikiLeaks. It's so big with WikiLeaks that you turn on the news and they're talking about WikiLeaks. And I defy you to ask any reporter who says WikiLeaks, ask him what a wiki is. They will have no idea. They just know WikiLeaks and they probably think it's a crazy name and they're just all into it now. And that's all you hear is WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks. It is an interesting story, though. Did you guys hear about this?
I've been following it
a
like
little.
passively a little bit, and it's pretty crazy, the whole thing.
It is crazy. I love how all these materials were leaked onto a CD that was a fake Lady Gaga CD. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
The guy who actually got all the information stole it from the secret government computer, which was very open to a lot of people. He went in there with a CD that said Lady Gaga on it, put it in the computer, put on headphones, and was moving his head up and down, pretending he was listening to music while he was on this computer. In the meantime, he was just burning all these documents to that disk. And then, you know, when he was done, he took the headphones off, took the disc out, left, had a Lady Gaga CD with all the government information. And then he put it onto a thumb drive, and then I think he sent it to WikiLeaks.
Dude, let me tell you something. It is not expensive to have software on a Windows computer that makes a CD non-writable, a USB device non-writable. I don't know what they're thinking.
No.
Yeah, it is pretty lame. I remember when I was in high school. Okay, and that, I mean, it was definitely a little while ago, and we had this technology then. It was floppy disks that we were all worried about, and there was viruses that were transmitted through floppy disks, and there was a very simple program that was installed on all the computers where it made it so the floppy disks aren't even writable. And there is just some BIOSes that have that option even.
Oh, well that would work. I think the BIOS would definitely work.
Well, I don't know if these days if there's like a BIOS option for not disabling CD-ROMs or something.
I'll bet you any amount of money that computer even had LimeWire on it. This is how much faith I have in it.
It wouldn't shock me, but I can tell you what my option is. If you can't afford the software, you can't figure it out. It's quite simple. It's called Crazy Glue, and you literally squirt it in the USB port, and you squirt it in the disk drive so it can't even open.
Yeah, it's funny, Tor.
You just disconnect the CD. Just take the ROM right out of the case.
You just take the whole drive out. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna if you're in that kind of government offices, right? Who's really accessing the ROM drive other than?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, other than like the tech guys. So
not even that. I can tell you, me as a tech guy, the last thing I want to do is drag around a disk. I keep a copy of Damon Tools Lite on a server, which can mount a ISO like a CD. So I just zip the ISO over the network, virtually mount it, remote into the computer, sit at my desk, and do my job.
Exactly.
You know what? You know what I want to talk about, though. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a political show. Definitely not.
It's not. I don't think this is a political conversation.
No, but I'm just saying what I want to talk about next. What to make of WikiLeaks? What they're doing is taking any information that they find and they do believe to be factual. I think they take stuff that they don't take anything. They take stuff that they believe to be real stuff and they make it completely open. Is this a good thing to have in the world? I mean, see, the problem is, unfortunately, some of the things that they're making public are things that if other government leaders knew, they'd be pissed off at us. You know what I mean? So is that okay? What does it mean? What's going to happen? What's the end result here? Are we all going to get mad at each other, or is it good that we're getting this out in the open? What kind of group is this? You know, the WikiLeaks. Is it a good thing to have around?
I think it in some ways it is, but in some ways it absolutely is not a good thing to have around because, there's some government secrets that really should be a secret, and then there's some that absolutely should be made public, and should be exposed. I mean, I don't think there's really any one solid answer to it because I mean, there's some things that the public, should know that their government's like doing the terrible things. I mean, the government's done many terrible things over the years that the public should have known about,
right.
And then we're covered up. But I mean, it seems like WikiLeaks, what they want to do is just make everything public, and unfortunately that's kind of dangerous. I don't really completely agree with it.
I think it is dangerous at this point in the game. At this point in the game, it is dangerous because there's been things done and said that need to be kept secret. Now, what if those things never were done that needed to be kept secret? WikiLeaks, I guess it wouldn't be such a big deal that even WikiLeaks existed then. But like, it's like if you have something to hide, why are you hiding that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the first place, why are you hiding that in the first place? What did you do that was wrong that you need to be kept secret? So I'm not one way or the other in WikiLeaks. I mean, I think in the way the world is put together right now, there's enough countries that have done enough bad things against each other that they don't want the other ones to know about. So it's not a good idea that WikiLeaks does this, but everything's coming out in the open now. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'll tell you what I know will definitely happen.
What?
Government security.
More security.
Yeah.
Government security, yeah. They're actually going to, put Crazy Glue in the CD-ROM, in the USB ports, They're going to actually kind of, have a conversation about social engiering.
I think they'll tighten it up, but I think it's a no-win situation. I mean, you can never be completely secure. It's just like trying to stop piracy. It's like a losing battle. I mean, they should obviously do the best they can, and we would like to be able to have more faith in them. But I don't know. Just an interesting topic to bring up.
I'll just say that they have held back on stuff before when they feel someone can get killed over it, kind of thing.
Right.
And they do tell the government this was released to us and give it back to them, but they do definitely walk that edge. Okay. If you really do trust and have faith in your government, WikiLeaks is a bad thing. If there's any amount of skepticism in what your government does or how they do it, I think WikiLeaks, in the end, is better than not having a WikiLeaks. If my government is screwing up, I would rather know about it than just go about my day and be blind to it.
Right. It almost makes it seem like now that they know WikiLeaks is out there and there's the potential for something to go horribly wrong, maybe they won't make such bad decisions in the future.
Or they'll just buy like WikiLeaks.
Yeah, right. They'll nuke WikiLeaks off of the face of the earth.
There's been rumors, or even I think there's been articles, but I don't think anybody knows for sure. They're saying that they want to assassinate members of WikiLeaks.
Really? What's that guy's name? Assange? Like, I think one country's offering him like asylum. I can't remember which country. Anyway, let's lighten up the talk here. This is not typical Nutz at Night material. We don't attempt to be intelligent, guys. This is not how we normally are. Trust us. We're goofy. Dor, what do you want to talk about? You have some TV shows you like?
Yeah, I mean, typically I despise everything that's on TV. It's like sugar-coated, candy-coated stuff like CSI and Chuck.
Oh,
no, wait, Chuck used to be good.
I'll say Chuck was entertaining, but just some of the things, it's like, come on.
I know. But it wasn't meant to be taken too serious. Not to get off on a Chuck rant, but no, it was. No, it is candy-coated. You ever see Human Target? There was one episode of Human Target where apparently this guy had the key to the internet.
Yes, the security encryption key that could unlock everything.
Everything on the internet. Is what I think you really hit right on the head. But go ahead. Yeah. What do you like?
Well, there's a couple TV shows that I'm liking now. The bad thing is they're not on NBC, ABC, Fox, or any of that stuff. The first one I gotta say I like is True Blood, vampire show, but really entertaining. I really like the acting in it, and the chicken. It's really hot.
Well, that's a bonus. I could get into it because of that, but anytime I hear vampire show, I just no interest.
Well, this is definitely not like a Twilight kind of thing.
Not even that. I just don't like the whole vampire thing.
Right. Well, then I'll say Dexter. Dexter is another one that I find myself, I can't stop watching, even though it's basically a very dark and evil show. A kid witnessed his mother's death, stored in a tractor trailer container for weeks with her dead body, sitting in pools of blood for weeks, got found, cop took him into his house, taught him how to properly, morally, and ethically kill. Now he works for the police department, and he kills people that the law cannot bring in.
Yes. It's a very interesting story.
Yeah, and the actor, I gotta say, even though his last role was, he was on 6 Feet Under and he played a homosexual, on this show, nothing like that at all, and he does a fantastic job.
Yeah. He's a serial killer. Yeah. And he loves blood and like how it gets splattered around. And that's his job. Like that's his job for the police, to analyze like these crime scenes. And he's just on the side, he kills people.
Right. And he kills people that do like serial rapes, or that are them hurting kids.
Right.
And they just can't be caught.
That's the interesting thing about his character, is he kills bad people. Like, is he a hero or is he a villain?
Right. It's definitely a shade of gray.
Yeah. Yeah, I did watch a few episodes of that. That's not a bad show at all.
It's good, but the bad thing about both these series, and it seems like every series I'm going to mention, is they're HBO Showtime series, which means it seems like they have shorter series and then longer breaks between series.
What do you mean?
So you know, they're only on for like 3 or 4 months. Then you got to wait 3 or 4 months for it to come back on again.
I'll tell you, the best way to watch those shows, the Showtime HBO shows, you just wait a couple years till everybody has watched them through and sat through. Oh wait, no, if it's on those shows, on those stations, there's no commercials. But best way to watch those is like on Netflix 2 years after they're out.
I'll definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Just because there's no cliffhangers, there's no, I gotta wait a week, because that's what always happens with these shows.
When you I know, and when you watch them in that method, you go through a week where you don't sleep at all, and it's not healthy. It's just not healthy for you, but it's fun.
Right.
I bet people have almost died trying to watch as many episodes of Lost in a row as they could.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, Dor. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, that show, I believe it, because the people that liked it loved it.
Yeah. I thought it was awesome.
One more show I wanted to bring up just real quick: Boardwalk Empire. If you don't watch it, you need to watch it at least once.
What is it?
It's a show on HBO, I believe, with Steve Buscemi, who looks like he's had AIDS for 20 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like sunken in, thin,
looks
frail.
terribly unhealthy. I agree.
Yes, but he's looked that way forever.
Yes, since like
So
Reservoir Dogs.
Right, exactly. He plays a very corrupt politician in Atlantic City as soon as the what's it called starts, where they stop serving alcohol.
Prohibition.
Prohibition, in the very beginning of Prohibition, and his main goal is to build up the city and run that liquor as fast and as hard as he can. It is a very enjoyable show. And I just got to say, the acting in it, some of the actors, like one guy I didn't notice for a couple weeks. Remember Doogie Howser?
Yes.
You remember his Italian friend?
Kind of.
Well, he's all grown up and he's in the show. And I got to say, almost everybody in that show, I believe, is doing a very good acting job. And it is a very dark show about murder, conspiracies, gangs. I mean, dirty stuff that's going on.
Wow. Is it Atlantic City?
Yeah, it's Atlantic City. And if you know the history of it, they are straddling the line of truth with some of the things.
Oh, I believe it. Have you been to Atlantic City?
Yes, and I'll tell you one thing. If you go to Atlantic City, if you stop at a stop sign or a red light, don't go over the line.
What, do you get pulled over for that?
No, there are cops sitting right around the corner all day, sitting there waiting for tourists to cross that line. They simply step in front of your vehicle, tell you to pull over, hand you a $50 ticket, and tell you to move on.
Wow.
Because they know you're not going to come back and try to fight this.
Atlantic City is a dump. It really is.
It is a dump.
It is a dump. I mean, it's glitzy. You look at it at night, you see all the lights and the casinos, and you go, wow, this is a cool place. Casinos are fine. Walk outside the door of a casino, walk half a block.
Not even.
Dump. It's just degraded because I guess that's what the casinos have bred. You know what I mean? That's the type of people like. I'm not saying you go to a casino, you're a degraded person. I'm saying like it just happens to be that around those casinos, because I've gone to casinos many times. Around those casinos, it's just a dump. It really is. It's like a really
ghetto,
bad place.
Yeah, and I can tell you, if you go on the boardwalk in the summertime, you will almost be attacked by a couple hundred cats.
That sounds fun.
They all live under the boardwalk, and if you just walk away from a casino a couple hundred feet, you will just hear them and see them all around you.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I like cats, though.
I like cats, too. I think that would be kind of fun, maybe.
I like cats, too, but I'm freaked out when I turn around and see 30 of them sitting there.
Well, 30 cat stare-off would be pretty scary.
Yeah, exactly. I just told my wife, keep moving, don't look at them.
You just see, like, if I saw 30 cats all staring at me, I would think I fell into a Stephen King novel.
Right.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Last thing on shows, Dor. Did you watch Mad Men? Have you seen Mad Men?
I have watched it, but I don't know why I can't get into that one.
What I would like to say about that show, and you have the correct reaction, I think, is it's terribly overrated, but I'm hooked on it. It's the worst thing. Where you know a show is almost awesome, it's potentially could be really good, and it's just not, but you keep watching it, and that's the way Mad Men is for me. But January Jones is very hot, so it's worth it.
Right, and that's on AMC, right?
Yeah, but I use Amazon On Demand. I just buy the episodes.
Gotcha. Yeah, because on AMC, I also cannot stop watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, people in the chat room have been talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, if you're all put off by gruesome stuff, do not watch this show. For instance, last show, there was at least 2 or 3 close-ups of a hillbilly with a pickaxe putting the pick through the heads of downed zombies.
Yeah, but you know what? They're like, their excuses that for having such horrific scenes is they're zombies. You know what I mean? You could get away with it. They're like, it's not real people. These are just zombies. So we could like chop off their heads and open up their veins and do whatever we want, and it's okay.
Right.
Steve, what the hell are you doing?
I was tearing apart my keyboard. Sorry.
Always use a top parts of scissors, and I'm like, what is he cutting?
I'm not cutting. I'm just tearing keys out.
Right.
Hey, what do you want to talk about, Steve D?
Oh, I can tell you.
Dor, you
one of my-
done? I'm sorry. Dor, you done?
Well, I was just going to throw out, has anybody seen the new American version of Top Gear?
No,
Because I don't think it can be as good as the European version, so I ain't even watching it.
I haven't seen it.
Top Gear.
All right, Steve D, my bad.
I can tell you, I've been obsessing about a show. But I have different interests, I guess. Completely different type of show. It's a show called American Greed, and it's I think it's on CNBC. I'm not sure though, and it's on Hulu. You can check it out on Hulu, and it's really good, documentary style about different people that have done that made like millions upon millions of dollars by like scamming people and just like Ponzi schemes and all sorts of craziness.
Right.
There was one where these two little old ladies were they were grabbing homeless men off the street, putting them up in like a nice place.
I saw this on Dateline or something. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You saw this? It was great. It was really crazy. And these two old ladies, they did this, and then what do they do? They take these guys in, and they put them up, and then they pretend they get all sorts of life insurance, and then wait 2 years, and then
for the guy they take a homeless guy, and they take care of him and feed him, and then they get him, make sure he gets life insurance, and then they kill him.
Yeah. And they were really sloppy, and then really sloppy with it. And then the best part was when they get them into the room. If you ever see this American Greed show, they get them into the room and what is it? The interviewing room, and they don't know it's being recorded, and there's a camera in there, and they just start arguing with each other, going, "You know what happened? You know what happened? You got greedy. That's why. You did too many. That's why you got caught." That's what they're both arguing.
Yep.
And you're like, no, you don't understand. They're both going back and forth. No, you don't understand, honey. We're going to jail. They're both going. It's like, oh my God, they're just blowing themselves up.
I know they had no idea they were being filmed. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's so many of them. On American Greed, it's definitely great. If you like to hear about how people, it's kind of scary because you realize that a lot of these people, were like a lot of them were white collar criminals. One of them was nasty. He was a skin doctor who was getting all these patients in and doing a surgery on them. But specifically, everything what he would do is every patient that would come in, he'd look at them and go, "Oh, we should check that. That looks like cancer." Point at like a mole or whatever, and then take like a little bit. They throw it on a slide. Don't even look at it. Didn't even look at the slide under a microscope. Just immediately consider it to be cancerous, and then do what was considered a surgery, which is basically gouge out the skin of these old people. And he was doing like 6 or 7 a day or something like that, and racking up like about $10,000 a day doing this. And it was really, really crazy. And all these old people were like in a lot of pain. I mean, these people.
And they thought they had cancer.
Yeah, and they all thought they had skin cancer. Yeah,
that is just evil, man.
It really.
There was a guy like that here.
Huh?
There was a guy like that here in Baltimore.
Oh, we expect. Oh, of course.
Well, that's
exactly.
Baltimore.
He got caught like a year ago. He was in St. Joseph's Hospital. He was telling every patient they needed a artery stent.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing like 5-6 a day. He was estimated to do over 350 of them, and all of them were fraudulent.
Oh my goodness! Unbelievable.
And my uncle got one of those stents.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he did. And then my lawyer friend called him up and said, "I already know you were one of those guys. Call me up. It's free money. Call me up." My uncle said I was too embarrassed to.
Oh, no.
Dude, it's free money. Come on.
A lot of money, right?
It was a question of how much impact the surgery had on your life. The older you were, the more it had an impact on your life, the more money you got.
How much, like, see, we have to weigh being embarrassed with how much money it would.
Not me. It could have been $10 and I would have piped up. It's free. I believe it would have been over $8,000.
Okay.
Wow.
He makes over, I know, $190,000 a year. So.
Oh, okay. It didn't matter much to him.
Yeah.
I'll embarrass myself for $8,000.
Yeah, you could buy like a MacBook Air for that much.
Do with that.
Okay. Whose turn is it? Oh, you okay? You want to talk about the Greed Show? Was that your thing, Steve?
Oh yeah, that was my thing. That's my new favorite show, and I've been watching those in Hulu, and loving that.
Yeah.
Hey,
and I'll just bring it back. Boardwalk Empire last week, they talked about the guy whose name is Ponzi, who got the word Ponzi scheme started because he was ripping people off.
Oh, his name was Ponzi, really?
His name was Ponzi. He was out of Boston.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Boxy. We have a guy. I have much thanks to this fellow, Michael Davis. Actually, he's a Podnutz listener, and he wrote me a couple weeks ago saying, "I want to make a Boxy app for Podnutz." He's like, "Is that cool?" I go, "Sure, go for it." And then so just like yesterday or the day before, he's like, "Well, I'm done." I'm like, "All right." And then it got my attention. I'm like, "All right, let me take a look at this thing and see what it really is." And apparently, he got a Podnutz app approved through Boxy. He wrote the app. This is awesome. He wrote the app, got it approved through Boxy, and it will be showing up, according to him, in about a week in the Boxy App Store. So if you guys have Boxy or have a Boxy box, you can listen to Podnutz, and hopefully soon you'll be able to watch Podnutz. That's the next goal. But I just had to I don't want to say give a shout out because I hate saying that, but I had to give a shout out to Mike here for creating this. He's goes to Iowa State University. Dude, I think that's awesome. Because I downloaded Boxy and I was checking it out, Mike, and I can't wait to see the app. So I just wanted to say thanks a lot for doing that. I sent him a Podnutz hat and t-shirt. See? Good deeds do not go unrewarded at Podnutz. So we would like to have an Android app, for Podnutz Android app. If anybody's interested,
that would be cool.
Just throwing it out there. That would be cool. But I just wanted to say thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Can't wait to see it. And it got me actually looking at Boxy. Boxy's pretty cool. Have you guys checked it out?
Yeah, Boxy is very cool. And the Boxy box, I think, is going to be great for it.
Yeah, the Boxy box looks cool. It's just, yeah, so far I just use it on my computer. But it's the same exact interface, right, Dor?
No.
Really?
It's supposedly a better interface, but it has all the same core functionality. Supposedly it's tweaked to be easier to navigate.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it actually did crash on me on my Mac, the Boxy app, but it was a beta, and I guess it wasn't. I don't know. It just crashed. Not his app, but I'm talking about Boxy in general, the whole Boxy thing. I didn't try his app yet because it's not available, but that's going to be neat. It would be awesome if it actually ended up being on the front page of like Boxy, like when they say recommended apps. So,
well, I'm telling everybody right now, download Boxy on your computer, create a free account. When the app comes out, download the app and give it a rating.
Yes, please. Dor took the words right out of my mouth. Second thing I want to mention, I actually forgot to put this in my notes, so thank you, Dor, for kind of making me remember this on a tangent. The next Podnutz product that's going to come out. Okay, we have the laptop repair videos. We have the tech website builder. Next one that's coming out, it's going to be in a couple weeks. If you guys like what I do and you're interested in wanting to podcast, we are going to be creating a product, how to podcast. And it's going to be a series of videos. It's going to be available on DVD as well. And it's going to be soup to nuts, start to end, how to podcast. And we're going to go in depth on everything I know on how to do what I've done with Podnutz. I'm going to show you exactly how I started Podnutz from scratch, how it's where it is right now, how to do video, how to do green screen, what the best equipment is to record, what kind of audio interface you need, how to get guests, how to go live on like Justin TV and Ustream. You name it, it will be covered. It will be completely, thoroughly complete. So if you want to podcast And probably some of you guys have. You see different shows and you listen to different shows and you go, I might like to do that. You can search on YouTube and find videos of a guy who's going to go, yeah, and I just talk into this mic and I record an MP3 and that's how I podcast. That's fine.
Right.
But if you want to know step by step, actually have a strategy of how you're going to take your show from 0 listeners to however many listeners you want, I can help you with that. I think it'll be fun. I'm in the middle of making the product now. I'm having fun doing it. It's going to be available in HD if you'd like. It's going to be typical podnutz quality that I think is high. I hope you guys think it's high. And it'll be available at, you could go, if you are interested in this, go to howtopodcast.biz. That's going to be the website. I would have made howtopodcast.com, but they want $10,000 for that domain name. So I told them basically to stick it. So we have howtopodcast.biz. If you go there right now, if you are interested, I'm just trying to gauge how much interest there is in this product. You could put your name and email address in the form. You will not be spammed. I probably won't ever even send you an email back. But I'm just trying to gauge how much interest there is on it. I will have your information, though, because when on release date, you will be informed that the product is released, and you're going to receive a discount if you do fill in that information. So if you want a discount on release date and you really want to know how to podcast and do it right and have fun with it,
right?
Check it out. I think you guys would enjoy it. And hey, podcasting, it's where it's at right now. It's a good time. It's a good thing. Anybody can do it. And hopefully that you guys will have fun with the product. So
I'll just pipe in. I have my own side podcast. It is truly a hack and slash of crap piled up that's leaning and tilting all the time and could fall over any time. It's easy to put crap on the internet, and it's easy for people to understand this is crap. There's no doubt in my mind the stuff you're going to document are going to help ensure a quality broadcast.
Yes.
And people like quality. People will put up with a little bit of loss of quality, but not in the long term and not upfront unless they know it's something great. If you're going to start from scratch, the best thing to do is to start out with a quality product. More people will give it a chance.
Yeah, thanks, Dor. I mean, just saying, you kind of hit it right on. I'm not saying anything about Podnutz's quality, but I know just from my experience listening to shows, and I think one of the reasons why Leo does so good is because you know what you're getting with him. You're not going to get at least shoddy audio quality. I can't say anything about the content, even though I enjoy the content. But you know you're going to get content. You know you're going to get good audio quality, good video quality, and you know what you're getting. When I was researching starting up Podnutz, there were so many podcasts that I wanted to check out to see what all the competitors were doing. And there's some really good ones out there, but the majority, severe disappointment. So the market is ripe for somebody who's going to put in the time and effort and put out a good product. And not to mention, it's a lot of fun. So it's if you are interested in it, I'll show you everything I know. Everything I know, I'll show you. So it's been working out pretty good for me. So I hope you guys will have a good time with it too.
That's very cool. And I'll tell everybody, now is the time to get in. If you notice, even like Bill Maher's show is having an after show online only.
Really?
We're at the cusp. Oh yeah, and Ultimate UFC has a podcast. It's the #1 largest growing sport in the U.S. kind of thing, making buttloads of cash. They have a podcast. You're seeing podcasts being mentioned even on normal TV shows once in a while. Now's the time to get in.
Yeah, big time. Last thing on that is what I think Conan O'Brien really missed out on. He missed out on a once-in-a-lifetime, I believe, opportunity. Yep. When he got canned from NBC, that dude could have started a podcast where he could do whatever he wanted. He could have been his own boss, and he would have had thousands and thousands of followers already just waiting to hear him if he just would have started his own podcast instead of wanting to get on a network. Maybe he's not tech savvy. Maybe he didn't have the little light bulb go off in his head. He could have had like a killer podcast and free reign. I mean, right. You look at Tom Green. You look at Adam Carolla. Have you heard the quality of his podcast? I've talked into like a freaking Folgers can, and it sounds better than that. Yeah. I mean, so I think he missed out on an opportunity on that one, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he wanted the upfront money versus long-term success, because it's shown if you only have 1,000 people following your product on the internet, that's enough to start a global meme.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he would have had it easy, probably 20,000 interested people in the beginning.
Right. Well, there you go, guys. There you have it. All right, Dor, you want to talk about anything else? Anything you had in? I know we got you at the last minute. If not, I'm sure Steve D has some stuff on his list.
I'm just mad that I can't get this Wiimote thing working on my Android phone, and I believe it's because the Wii is within range of the Wiimote, and it's trying to connect to that.
Turn the Wii off.
It's upstairs, and I'm not wireless.
Okay, all right.
Unlike some other ones.
All right, Steve D, what do you want to talk about after he took that hit right from Dor? Steve D is still there? Oh, there he is. All right, what else do you want to talk about, Steve D? Oh, we can't hear you, bud. There he goes. Here he comes. He's coming
Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure my noises don't come through.
Okay, thanks.
I actually I did something kind of cool for my office, and I really like it. It's what I did was I took because my office is kind of like a retail store and everything.
Right.
And I had this big. I mean, even though my office is small, I have this big open area on the wall. So I decided to finally get some slat wall. It's called, and this is a link to show you what it looks like. I got 8 feet of this stuff for it's like a slot along the wall, and you just put it up in the. It's called melamine or something like that. The wood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this stuff, and I just took it and slapped it against my wall and screwed it in, and it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks great.
It's awesome in my store, and then I put some stuff on there, and my customers are all looking at it. They're all like,
really?
"Ooh, what you got?"
Really?
They're all looking at it now. Yeah. I might actually sell something from it one day.
I think it's awesome. I think it looks great. I think it's a brilliant thing to do.
It's 8 feet. I did it all by my little self.
You did.
I did this 8 foot.
Even after your near-death experience the other day with your sign in front of your store.
Oh yeah, that was nuts. Yeah, I was like I got motivation somehow. I don't know where I found it, but I had some, so I might as well put it to work. So I actually went to Home Depot I went to Lowe's first, and they didn't have anything, and then I went to Home Depot and I found some, and it was exactly what I was looking for. It was huge, and it's massive.
You bought that thing at Home Depot or at Lowe's?
It's
or
all
Home Depot?
one piece. Yeah, and at Home Depot.
How did you get it to your shop?
I stuck it through my car window.
So you had like an 8-foot wing driving down the street?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome.
I have a gigantic car, so well, not completely gigantic, but I have a pretty huge car, so it didn't really hang out that far, and I just drove down the road with the thing hanging out my window.
That's
And
awesome.
So how much did it cost?
$23.
it was like $40, something like that.
That ain't
It was
bad at
actually, I
all.
think 35, something like that. Yeah, and I got some screws and some hooks for it, and just screwed them all in, and then yeah, it was pretty neat. It's what a difference in the shop.
Yeah,
it really
now
looks.
it's a
It makes it look
store.
more legitimate.
Yeah,
Right.
it does. It really does. Yeah,
You
fill
know?
that up, man. You can sell some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
is
just honestly, you're the eBay man. Just put something up there.
Absolutely. eBay is it's amazing how eBay is the prices in eBay are so low that you can really find stuff for a shop, or even not a shop, even if you're mobile, where you just get a bunch of stuff from eBay, like I mean, little things, nothing like that extraordinary,
Flash drives.
like flash
Yeah.
drives, but I'm against flash drives these days. I'm all about Dropbox. That's my flash drive replacement for everybody. But that or I mean, well, flash drives are not bad, but all sorts of little things like the network cards is really cheap. Network cards, sound cards, but more importantly, like stuff that everybody could want, like
Nice.
SD card readers. Like there's an SD card reader that was like, I don't know, like $4 or $5 on eBay. You can buy as many as you want, and it even reads micro SD cards and micro SD cards and what is the other one? Mini SD, right? There's mini SD, micro SD, then there's SD, and then there's all that kind
Secure
of stuff.
SD.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, and it's just like like little things like that that everybody could want, everybody could use, and mice, wireless mice, just stuff like that, or the fans, laptop fans, little fan bases. You get them for like $10 on eBay. It's like a wholesaler account at those prices.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so I'm hooking them. And desktop. The other thing that's really a great thing to buy is the antennas for desktop network cards.
Right.
Those and the external based antennas. Those things are awesome. You can buy them shipped for like $6-7 from China.
What?
Yeah, because the default antennas suck.
You mean that you screw on like to the little gold piece? You mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you screw a little cable to the little brass, like little nipple looking thing, the little nut. You screw that on, and then it runs like a 3-foot cable off of there to a base.
Yeah, they definitely suck, the stock antennas. They suck.
I mean, I know this isn't a good gauge to for signal strength, but it's something at least. Most places that I've done this to, they've gained the customers gained 2 bars on their antennas in Windows.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's worthwhile, and it's for like $6 or $7, or $8 from China. You get as many as you want, 1, 2, 3.
And how much will you
want.
sell them for?
Oh, you could sell stuff like that for at least $20.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what I do is I price. You could put antivirus boxes up on there on the wall too. What I do is I price everything against Best Buy, because that's where everybody else buys from.
It's a great. I think it's a great yardstick to go by. Definitely.
Yeah, because I'll say most of my clients, because I don't know what it is about them, but just the people that tend to go to me are usually people that are afraid to use their credit card on their computer. So they don't have eBay accounts.
I see.
Yeah. So it's pretty.
They need to get over that if they want to live in this century.
I really do. I had one little old lady she really wanted to buy online, but she was so stuck on the fact that she's going to get her identity stolen, and I kind of worried that she might get her something happen to her anyway, because she just doesn't know what she's doing. So I gave her a great idea. I told her, go to the bank and get a gift certificate.
Mm-hmm.
You want to buy like $100 item or $50 item, whatever it might be, just go to the bank and get a credit card gift card, and use that online.
Right.
Can't get that stolen.
Hey, if most of your customers are like that, you should sell those gift cards.
Yeah, that'd be
You should sell an SMD computer credit card.
Oh yeah.
Safe to use online, guaranteed.
That'll be the day.
We just lost Door. Well, while we're waiting for him to come back, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Let me bring it up now. You remember we were talking before the show, I went to Applebee's. And because I'm sick, and this is what I believe people should do if they're sick, don't go out in public and act like you're not sick, because you will get others sick, is what I'm saying. If you're sick, stay inside for the benefit of society. It's okay. So today, twice, I ordered because I wanted to go out and get something to eat, but I didn't want fast food, so I ordered kind of takeout. Like a lot of restaurants now have those carry out things where to go things, and there's always those spots that you always want to park in, but you can't because they're for the to go people. Well, today before the show, I called up Applebee's. I said I want a to go order, and they're like, okay, blah blah blah. You just pull up and we'll come out. So I pulled into the to go spot. She came out and she gave me my food. Now here's the question: do you tip people on the to go orders?
Yeah, I believe I'm an over tipper. I believe in tipping them something
for walking outside and handing me my food.
They at least came out to your car. I mean, it's maybe it's just enough for a soda, but something.
I know. I agreed with you. I mean, they are doing something, so I gave them about half of a normal tip.
Right.
I think it was like a $10 meal. I gave them $2. That's still pretty good, actually. It was like $13. I gave them $2. Think that's fair? I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I don't know. And for the first, I did it twice today. The first place was called Mimi's Cafe. It's a chain. It's pretty good food. But I went in there. I didn't wait for them to come out. I went in there and I gave them no tip because they just rung me up at the register. But when I went to Applebee's and she came out to my car, I felt obliged to give half a tip. What would you do, Steve D?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of back and forth with it. Usually, I'm way too. I don't know if it's lazy or impatient. I guess it's. I guess I'm less lazy than I am impatient. So when I do that order thing, I just go right. I park the car and go walk right in, every time. I don't wait for them.
Oh, so you do the to-go orders? You've done it?
Yeah, my wife really likes to do that with Outback. So I'll just every time I park and walk right in.
And what do you say? Like, do you just tell the hostess I'm here for my to-go order?
Oh yeah, and they're not totally. It's not completely weird to them, at least.
All right, that's cool. So do you tip for that?
Most of the time, no.
Okay.
Because they're not doing anything other than just like handing me stuff.
Exactly. Okay, I'm with you on that. I think if you go inside and get it, you shouldn't tip. If they bring it out to your car, give them half a tip. If you're in a normal restaurant situation, give them the full tip. Dor, what do you think?
I'm an over tipper. I'm a wholehearted over tipper. I've done this process with Outback, Ruby Tuesdays, Chili's, at least a couple of them. And when they come out to the car, the thing is, it's not usually an expensive meal. You know, it's at the most $15, and you know, I've given them $5 at times.
Wow.
When I'm a firm believer over tipping, because I want to believe I over tip. The next time I come, if that person sees me, I'm going to get exceptional service, and maybe that person is having an absolutely horrible day. I make them feel a touch bigger, pay it forward, goes around the earth. Tomorrow, somebody might be nice to me.
Okay.
Which is a foolish way.
No. I see where you're coming from.
But I do agree. When I walk in, I don't give them nothing.
Okay. complete change of philosophy on that one.
Well, because all they're
even
doing
if they're
is
having a crappy day, I
around.
don't care. I came inside.
Yeah, because all they do is turn around and say it isn't ready yet.
That's awesome. Well, I'm a good tipper in like a normal restaurant situation. I always tip well, unless they suck, and then I don't, because I believe that they shouldn't suck. There's no reason that they should suck. But I'm not going to give them a full tip on the to go. I'm not convinced. I'm not as benevolent as Dor is.
Yeah, then it's not like a normal waiter or waitress who like they're back and forth, handing you like ketchup or something. You know,
Right.
You know, they're not like waiting on you really. They're just handing you something.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. It's an argument at least. You know.
I agree. All right, let's do what do you like and what don't you like, and then we will end off this baby.
Sure.
What do you like, Steve D?
I like cake disasters. Have you Cake Rex, that's what it's called. Have you seen this?
.com or?
No, it's Cake Rex. One word. I'll give you the link here. It's cakerex.blogspot.com.
Do me a favor, man. Just move your mic a little closer to your mouth.
Sorry.
That's right. Cakerex.blogspot.com?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Take a look at this. This is really good. My brother showed me this. It's like there's a cake on this site where it just says nothing. It literally says the words the word nothing. It's written. Nothing is the word written is nothing. Nothing is written across the cake, because when this person ordered the cake, they said, "What would you like be written on it?" And the person said, "Nothing." Nothing.
Are you serious?
Yes. And there's another one that says I forget, it was something like it was written basically like this. I forget exactly what it was. It was something like happy birthday, and it says happy birthday, and this is the exact words that I'm saying here. It says happy birthday, and then written out it says underneath that, and then it says the person's name.
That's a classic one.
That's the cake that started the website.
Oh, I gotta see it. So that's like one of the early ones.
Yes. Or there's misspellings. There's just like but most of the site is like cakes that are that were supposed to like look good. You know, they were design. You know, had all these nice
If you look
designs.
if you look at
and
the
stuff like
video, look at the video. I got the Denver Broncos logo. That's what they were going for.
Yeah, that one's bad. That one's bad. I like the Cowboys.
How about a simple star? Oh, the earlier ones are hilarious. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Look at the Saints. Go Saints!
It's like yeah, that's funny. The Saints one, that one's really funny. looks like an ant. That other one,
I know, and it's supposed to look like that.
the TCU.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, that's so funny. This is great. I want to see that under that. I'll look at it after the show. Oh, these are great, man. That's a great site.
This is a really good site. It's like bad tattoos. Yeah, if you ever looked for that, like pictures of people with the really horrendous tattoos, which just, I mean, if you're ever in a bad mood, if you're just not feeling good about life and where you are in life, just type in horrible tattoos or bad tattoos into Google and hit images, and then you just giggle.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter how many times you see the guy, the tattoo of the T-Rex with the crown on top of his head. There's not a. I don't care who you are. You can't see that enough times and not laugh.
You know, I do that with Chuck Norris facts when I'm not in a great mood. And only the app, not the site, the app on my phone, the Chuck Norris facts. We talked about it on Android App Act.
Yes.
I no matter what mood I'm in, I just laugh out loud. Some of them are just drop dead funny.
Yes.
All right. What do I like? Well, I'll tell you. What I really like actually is I'd like to give a shout out to. I hate saying that. What I really like is Justin TV. Since I switched over to Ustream, I gave them a fair go at seeing how they are compared to Ustream. And I'm really, really, really happy with them, man. At least for me, it never crashes when I'm broadcasting. It sends out an email for everybody when we go live. The quality's great. The sound is good. What else? I don't know if you guys are getting bowled over by commercials. I don't think you are. I hope not. And for me as the broadcaster, I love the simplicity of the features as a broadcaster. I can make highlights of each show. It's really easy. You just do it right from the browser. And one of the awesome things I just found out yesterday is, okay, if I want to put my videos on YouTube, well, I can't because this show's an hour long. How am I supposed to put it on YouTube? Because YouTube is only 15 minutes. You can only put videos that are 15 minutes on YouTube. So I'm not going to break it. I'm not going to edit it and break it up myself. I don't have to. When I hit post to YouTube on Justin TV, it takes my show, which is an hour long, breaks it into however many pieces it needs to fit into 15-minute slots, and creates 4 separate YouTube videos. And it labels them, it heads them, it does everything, and it loads them fast. It's awesome. Really happy with Justin TV. I think they're doing a good job. I'm happy we switched. I hope you guys like them. And I just know that as a broadcaster, I'm really happy with them. So that's what I like right now, just so you know.
Yeah, that's cool. It definitely is cool. I like the experience on Justin TV better
All right, good.
than that other place.
And I like the fact that the URL is so simple. Justin.tv/podnutz.
So do I. Ustream search was a nightmare. If I had a show Podnutz and I typed the word Podnutz in the Ustream search, it would not find it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It was just nuts. So Justin TV is much cooler. Dor, do you have anything that you like, or did you not? That's okay if you don't.
I'm really liking this cake site. I'm finding some ridiculous stuff when you go back deep into it.
I want to look.
It's bad, man. You see some stuff. It's like the person doing the cake must not have been able to just look at it. And in their mind, they were like, this is perfect.
You know what I always picture? Each cake. I don't know why, but I picture like a half-stoned teenager in like Carvel going, dude, it looks good, man. Right? I'm good at this.
I want to look at them.
so hard.
I want to look at them after the show's over. All right, what don't you like, Steve D?
You know what really, this is something that's always bugged me. I hate hearing this, and it gets under my skin when I keep hearing this. I hate hearing when people two things actually. I hate when people like just make laws up in their head and then just say, "Oh, that's against the law."
Like what?
Like on things that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Like what?
Like when giving. I remember I heard one clerk a while ago like giving a refund for a certain item and doing something, and it was like a retail situation, but it was kind of a wacky little situation, and for a refund, and it was like, oh, we can't issue refunds this way because it's against the law. And I was just like, really? Who told you that it's against the law? I just would love to know. What makes you think that Congress passed a law or the state passed a law against this supposed way of giving a refund? It's just things like that. He's like, do you ever really think that like actually somebody had to legislate that idea that you have in your head and actually put it into books? That there's a statute that says that you can't give a refund in this certain way. Some people don't even like I heard when I was many years ago, many years ago when I was working regular like retail jobs, somebody's told me that it was against the law for an employer to not give somebody a break after like 2 or 3 hours or something like that. I'm like, really? Where did you read that? I just love to know. Like, did you hear it out a car window one day when you were driving past somewhere? Oh, that just gets me going. I don't know what it is about that. It's just some people they think they could just say those things and nobody ever calls them out. That's the other thing that really bugs me. Nobody just turns their head and goes, "You don't really believe that, do you?"
That's great. That's a great not like.
Yeah, that or I really bugs me is when I've been hearing it time and time again. When people refer to to men as being a gentleman, right? So they're actually trying to like, I don't know what it is. They're like trying to be I don't know. They're trying to be proper, I guess. But so they refer to people as gentlemen, but they kind of forget who they're talking about, and now they're like referring to like people that are attacking other people, like people in the news. I hear like news reporters say it. I pay attention to this and I actually hear it once in a while, and then they go, "Oh, this gentleman," and it's about like a murderer or something.
Yeah,
it's like gentleman means gentleman. Think about that next time you say it. You know, is this person? Are you really describing this person as being a gentle person? Ugh, I don't like that.
Cool. Ask me what I don't like. It's directly related to what you just said.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you not like?
I don't like when people tell me the same thing twice. Like if we already heard somebody tells you something and you already heard it. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sure I've said many things twice. No, what I really don't like is do you ever open up a pack of something and you get this little bag of silica gel tablets that they put in things, and it always says on them, "Do not eat."
Yep.
Do you ever see that?
Yes.
That is what I don't like.
You know what I always do? This is my favorite. I always love a moment when I discover one of those things. I love that moment when you discover one of the things and you're not alone. Because what you're supposed to do every time you see one of those, you're supposed to point at it, like really point at it,
Yeah.
and turn to them and look them directly in the eyes and say, "Listen, man, whatever you do, don't eat that, okay?"
You know what would be probably even better? I'm going to try this once. I'm going to do that. I'm going to point to it, and then I'm going to pick it up, open it up, and start popping them in my mouth. And ask the guy who I'm with, like, "Do you want any of this? You want some?"
Just when they fall out of the package, just go, "Oh, snacks!"
Candy.
Candy, because you know what? That's when you're opening a box like a Reebok box, and you're discovering your new shoes for the first time, and 2 little packets fall out. I mean, what does a natural person do other than eat whatever falls out of the box?
Exactly. It's just,
that's a natural reaction to something.
It truly is. I mean, we're so trained. I mean, like, something falls out of a box, eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
agree.
If little packets fall from merchandise, I eat it immediately.
See, cereal has trained us into this habit.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember
Yes, of
one
course
time.
it has.
I remember one time. We had this cereal. I was eating cereal with my cousin. I was like pretty young, probably like 14. And the back of the box was Cocoa Puffs or something. In the back of the box, you're supposed to find how many forks are hidden in the picture in the back of or how many spoons were hidden in this picture in the back of the box. And we're looking for spoons. It says, count all the spoons. There's 13 of them. And I counted 12. And and she was reading it too. And we're analyzing this. We're like, where the hell is the 13th spoon? And we looked for like a long time. Couldn't find it. So I called General Mills and I said, look, I've been looking at this box for like half an hour. Where the hell is the 13th spoon? And they said, sir, that was a misprint. There's only 12 spoons. I felt completely validated at that point. But that's how far I take those things. Don't mess with me in word games and finding games.
But you know what? Don't feel too bad about that because you know they knew the answer right away when you called. That's because you're like the 100th person or 1,000th person that's called and asked, "Where's the 13th spoon?"
Yeah, I guess you're right. No, the whole time I'm thinking I was special.
I would have said, "Well, why, sir? It's the one in your hand."
Yeah.
And then you would have slammed the phone down.
That would have been a fitting answer, and it would have made you think. Like, if you did tell me that, I would think to myself, "Are you? He's right. He's right." You know, and I would continue eating my breakfast. So, well done.
That was my favorite gag when I used to work retail. That was my favorite. I had to work for a shoe store for a way longer than I should have, and these middle-aged women would come up to me constantly looking for their shoes, and I hated them, and they hated me, so it's okay. And we had a mutual hatred there. And what they would do is they'd come up to me, but I hated my job more than anything in the world. And they'd come up to me and they hold a shoe out in front of my face and go, "Can you find this?" And they'd always do that, or "I can't find this." And I'd always say, "Ma'am, it's not that hard." And I point right at the shoe that they're holding and say, "It's right there."
No,
I
you
turn around.
wouldn't.
Absolutely would do this.
No, you wouldn't.
I swear I would do it. At least 2 or 3 times a week. I get in trouble too for it too. But I didn't care.
Dude, that is very awesome. Commend you. I commend you.
And a few of them, I mean, I got a lot of nasty reactions, but occasionally I got a really big laugh.
Really?
Yeah. But I wouldn't help them. That's the best part. I'd turn around and walk away, and I walk in the stock room. I was not going to help them.
I guess some of them respected that answer so much that they let you go on it.
No, they still want to know where the other half of the shoe went.
Well, they went and asked somebody else. They got their shoes. They
Yeah.
always get their shoes in the end. All right, man. That's going to be it for this episode of Nutz at Night. Steve D, where can people find you?
SMD Steve on Twitter.
All righty. Door to Door Geek, where can people find you?
They can go to doortodoorgeek.com or blog.doortodoorgeek.com.
Very good. All right, well, guys, thank you for tuning in, watching, listening, streaming. That's going to be it for tonight's episode at Nutz at Night. See you next time.